Chugga. Affirmation Station. What's today's affirmation? Welcome, sunshine, to Affirmation Station. My name is Charente Carr of JCLV 21, where I joyously coach life victory. And today, I am the conductor on this here train where we learn how to maintain our mind, body, and spirit before going to our next destination. This stops has transfer lines to the best day ever on platform 2 or the worst day ever on platform 3. Choose wisely how you're going to perceive your day. Like every show, I'll be walking you through 4 exercises to kickstart, invigorate, or relax you on today, okay? Because when we do this, we allow our mind to be at peace, our soul to feel that good loving, and our body to feel right, okay? This show is live recorded on the Wisdom app Divine Timing. The Wisdom app is available on iOS and Android stores. This is an audio app with amazing mentors that pour wisdom every hour of the day. And it's free 99, so check it out. This episode, we'll be focusing on the silly feels to get on that good foot today. Let's ease some energy that has been stagnant. Let's wake it up and shake it up just a little bit. So what I want you to do is put your hands in it and wiggle the hands. Just shake your hands. I'm being serious. Just start shaking your hands. If your phone's in your hand, put the phone down and shake your hands, okay? Shake them. Shake them. Shake them, don't break them. Shake them, shake them, shake them, shake them, shake them, shake them, shake them. Keep shaking, and stop. Hey, you just waked yourself up a little bit more by just shaking your hands out. Ooh, it feels good. It feels right. So let's go ahead and let me give you the cues to listen out for. If you hear this ding dong means the beginning. That's it. Now, if you hear this, that means that we just finished and you should give yourself a round of applause. Okay? So, now that we know the sounds that abound on this ground, let's head to our first exercise. This exercise is called Say It and Claim It. This is all about speaking words of affirmation. So if you're feeling down, remember, it is okay to frown. Just remember to speak yourself back up with declaring new statements that you're going to affirm, compliments, or just simply saying, I love you, self. Now let me give you the instructions. They're very simple. You can say these affirmations with me inside your mind with that beautiful imagination, or say these out loud with that beautiful voice, okay? If you want that maximum benefit, say these affirmations in front of a mirror or your front camera. Now it's time to repeat after me to set you more free. I love myself. I trust myself. I honor myself. I value myself. I am a powerful creator. I am allowed to relax and enjoy the process. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Every day and in every way, I'm getting better and better. Every day and in every way, my life gets better and better. My success is inevitable. You can stop repeating after me. Ooh, Ooh, child, you spoke love into yourself. Oh, I'm so proud of you for doing what you do. Yes. Now let's head to the next exercise. Get a move on with the move on. We ding to the dong, to the ding, to the dong, to the ding, to the dong. This next exercise is called the breeze of breathing. This is where we focus on our life force, our chi, our prana. Breathing is a natural thing our body does without us even asking. Today, and in this moment, we are going to consciously breathe as it allows us to energize our body, focus our mind, and tap into the inner light of that is within us. That's tapped into the source from all of it. Okay? Now, let me give you some instructions. I got full sets because I don't know currently how your body is in its position right now. So I'm going to just guess where you are, and I'm going to give you the instructions for where you are to be able to do this exercise easily. If you're laying down, this first set of instructions is for you, boo-boo. Feel the support beneath the surface, beneath you. Relax them shoulders and close your eyes, and do this with me really fast. I want you to tense your entire body up right now. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Release. And slowly let your body come back. You just extra relax your body right now. High five. Okay. If you're driving, this next set of instructions is for you. Get comfortable in that seat. Move your booty from left to right to wake it up in this side. Yes. And sit up straight. Relax your shoulders and keep your eyes open. Safety is the utmost importance. You're going to make it to your destination. Okay. If you are in the seating variety as well, but you're not driving a vehicle, this one is for you. Move your booty from side to side. Sit up straight. Plant your feet. Relax your shoulders. And go ahead and close those eyes. And if you don't want to, that's okay. Keep them open. You're going to be fine either way. And if you're standing up, this last set of instructions is for you. Stand up straight, relax your shoulders. And if you're going to close your eyes, please be near a surface that's going to support you. If you should need to sit down, safety first. So if you're not going to have that safety, please just keep your eyes open. We ain't falling today and can't get back up. Okay. Today, we're going to be doing the box technique. And it goes a little something like this. We're going to inhale through our nose for 4 counts. We're going to hold for 4 counts. We're going to exhale for 4 counts. And then we're going to hold that again for 4 counts just to repeat it over again. And I'm going to instruct you during this entire time. The only disclaimer that I have for you is if you start feeling lightheaded, please simply soften or slow your approach. That is A-okay, and go back to your normal breathing, and that's fine. When it comes to your exhale, you get to choose if you're going to go through your mouth or through your nose. If you're looking more for a more relaxation feel, I would recommend going through the nose. And if you want more of the not as deep feel, go ahead and do your mouth. Either way, do you, boo-boo. Now, let's begin. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. Ooh, I believe it's inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. One more time. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Resume normal breathing. Exercise completed. Yeah. Things happen, y'all. Sometimes I even lose count. And it is what it is. It's life. And I thank you for allowing me that grace. Why I did that. Oops. And I love you. Now we're going to go ahead and move to the next exercise, as hopefully now your body is super relaxed right now and you're feeling the more of the uplifting. Okay. So let's go ahead and go to the next exercise. This next exercise is called Tap It In. In this exercise, we'll be doing the emotional freedom technique, which is an alternative therapy for anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder, chronic pain, weight loss, fibromyalgia, and many other conditions. This technique is a form of self-love, as we are touching areas on our body that move our energy, and we are saying words of affirmation while we're doing it. Ooh, I love this exercise. Today, we're going to be doing 4 taps, and they are going to be tapping on the sides of the eyes, under the nose, and on that thymus. Now, let me explain the why behind the what. So, the first tap that we're going to be doing is the sides of the eyes. The reason why we do this tap is because it dissolves resentment and anger, which allows clarity and compassion. How to do this tap is taking your index and your middle finger on both sides of your hands and literally tapping on the sides of your eyes. Not where your hairline is, not where your eye actually sits, in the middle temple part. Tapping on right there. The next tap that we're going to be doing is tapping underneath the eyes. The reason why we do this is because it dissolves fear and anxiety, which allows feelings of contentment, calmness, and safety. How to do this exercise is now we're going to move your index and your middle finger from the sides of your eyes where your temples are down to below your eyes and on that upper cheekbone. Tap it on right that area. The next tap that we're going to follow that up by is tapping underneath the nose. The reason why we do this is because it dissolves shame and powerlessness, which allows self-acceptance, self-empowerment, and compassion for self and others. How to do this particular tap is you could only, if you want to use one finger or two, it's up to you. Literally just tap right underneath your nose, right where I call it the dent is in my thing. So it's like right where your nostrils meet, right there. Right below there, on top of that lip area. That's the tap. And the last tap that we're going to do, the thymus tap. I like to also call this the Tarzan tap. That's the easiest way that I can explain this because it gives you a side of reference of what he does, tapping on his chest. And the reason why we do this is because it activates this point and it also balances our immune system. So what this actually does is it literally sends white blood cells to areas of your body that you don't even know your body is fighting. That's what this tap does. In addition to that, it also anchors in all the allowing and dissolving that we did with tapping on the sides of our eyes, and under our nose. Okay, so it's a very powerful tap. And how to do this one? Like I said, it's like Tarzan. So if you want to ball your fist up, cool. Just be gentle with your body. And tap on your chest bone. It's literally right in between your chesticles. The little bone right there. It's not really little. It's a long bone. And you just tap right in that area. And be gentle with yourself. If you want to rub on it, go ahead and rub on that area. And that will be just fine. That is for the thymus tapping. Now that you know the why and the what, let me give you the how this is going to go down. So here are the instructions. Accept what emotion you're feeling right now as I'm talking. Whatever it is, happy, angry, mad, sad, you feel hurt, whatever it feels like. You feel overwhelmed, like feel it and accept it. Accept it. The reason why we're accepting is one, this is just an emotion that's a part of us. That's one. 2, we love us. And there's nothing wrong with any of our emotions because we love us. And 3, that doesn't mean that the emotion has to stay. The reason why we accept it is so that we can actually change it into something that we want instead. So, accept it so that we can keep with the move on, and the exercise can do what it do. Okay. Now that you know that, and I believe in this moment you have accepted your emotions, whatever it is, we're going to go ahead and now let you know that we're pairing the affirmations that we did from Say It and Claim It to lock those into us. We're going to start with tapping on the sides of the eyes. I want to let you know when to switch, when to pause repeating after me, stop repeating after me, and all the in-betweens of that. Now, while tapping on the sides of your eyes, Repeat after me. I love myself. I trust myself. I honor myself. I value myself. Pause repeating after me. Switch to tapping underneath your eyes. Resume repeating after me. I am a powerful creator. I am allowed to relax and enjoy that process. I am radiant joy. Pause repeating after me. Switch to tapping underneath the nose. Now resume repeating after me. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Pause repeating after me. Switch to tapping on the thymus, do the Tarzan tap. Now resume repeating after me. Every day and in every way, I'm getting better and better. Every day and in every way, my life gets better and better. My success is inevitable. Stop repeating after me, and you can release tapping on your thymus. Woohoo! I know you weren't ready for that woohoo. Woohoo! You were on fire today, and you did it again, and I'm very, very proud of you for doing that, my friend. Now we're going to go ahead and move to this next exercise that I'm really, really excited about, so I'm just going to hit the button. This next exercise is called Venting Gratitude. And this is a fun one. This is a very simple one. It's literally where we just start saying what we're thankful for. If you want to throw it in, universe, spirit, God, Jesus, whatever you want to throw in, do you. But this is where we do a rampage of just thankfulness. For whatever it is. I'm going to say mine. You can repeat after me for some of them, or you can make up your own. And if you really want to really lock this in, I'm going to recommend that you write this down in a journal so that you can keep track of all of your freaking awesome gratitude. So without further ado, I'm going to start. Thank you, God, for this day. Thank you, God, for now. Thank you, God, for the present. Thank you, God, for all the silly feels that I feel in my body. Thank you so much, God, for the singy-songy. Thank you for the rest. Thank you, God, for Bandit and us being able to go to the dog park today. Thank you, God, that he had a fun time. Thank you, God, that it was easy to get him back into the car. Thank you, God, for my husband. Thank you for all of who he is and all of who he is still becoming. Just thank you so much that I get to watch this journey. Thank you, God, for his family, for the fact that they were there prior to me even getting to meet him. So thank you for that. Thank you, God, for my mom and all was well with her trip. Thank you, God, that me and her are both here to tell the tale. Thank you, God, for my sister. Well, all my sisters, honestly. Just thank you for each and every single one of them and all the love and light that they all are about in their silliness. Thank you, God, for water. Thank you, God, for food and the nourishment that I get from it. Thank you, God, for these eyelashes. I greatly appreciate them, even when they're fanning in the wind. Thank you, God, for my cell phone. Thank you, God, for internet. Thank you, God, that I have money to pay my bills. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Woohoo! I love gratitude because it makes me have to think of what all the things I'm actually grateful for. I am grateful for a lot of things more than I am upset about a lot of things. More gratitude over here. Now we got to come to the section of this show where we celebrate you and give you a round of applause because you're freaking great. Just being you, baby. Just being in you. Yes. You go! You did a good job. I love you, baby. I'm so proud of you. Yes, I am. I'm just so proud of you. Yes, I am. Child, I'm proud of you. Yes, I am. For you just being you. Ooh, I already know that's already a thing to do. And only you can do it. So thank you for being you, baby. Thank you. If you are listening in and you want to share your favorite affirmation or how you're feeling after completing these exercises, feel free to hop in the queue. The queue's open for you if you want to. Today's episode is brought to you by my dog, Bandit Carr. Why? Because I'm going to teach y'all about the Zoomies. Have y'all ever experienced the Zoomies? Are you a pet owner and you know what I'm talking about? Or have you ever experienced the Zoomies as a human? And let me explain what the heck I am talking about. Zoomies are also known as frantic random activity periods, refer to those unmistakable explosions of energy that dogs have on occasion. Zoomies often feature frantic, repetitive behaviors such as running in circles or spinning around. A frequent cause of Zoomies is excessive buildup of energy that a dog holds on to and then will release in one big burst. Have y'all experienced the Zoomies? Because let me tell you, I have experienced the Zoomies. And oh my God, I love my dog. And I will say this, he has he must have a lot of energy, man. Because he will break out into Zoomies sometimes twice a day. Twice. Just big spurts where he will literally zoom from the... I have to figure out how to even explain this. So, how my living room is set up is this way. So we have our longer couch next to our chair with our ottoman, right? Okay. And then there's the front door and then there's the bedroom door. This is what little dude would do if the bedroom door is open, okay? He will run in a circle on the couch and do it like it's parkour and literally run to the top, jump back off, hit the ottoman, jump to the other side of the room, run into the bedroom, run up his stairs, run around the bed, run down the stairs, and do it again 3 times. And then if he's really feeling froggy, he will run outside too and run around the yard and then run back inside the house. If you never experienced the Zoomies and you are a pet owner, one day you might. And just let the dog do what the dog going to do. I'm just going to just stay out of the way. Don't approach. Just let them do what they do. This is honestly what I've had to learn about Zoomies. And I will say this, sometimes it's just hilarious to watch him because my dog, I love it. My mama said this. She's like, Charente, I have never seen this in real life. My dog will actually bite his tail and run in circles just for the heck of it. And he'll do it multiple times, and then he'll run himself into laying down and saying, okay, I'm done. Okay, I'm back to doing it. And I'm like, dude, you're just living your best life. And that's really all I can say at this point. No matter whenever someone tells me, he has a lot of energy, I was like, he's living his best life every single time because I just know he is. He's getting all his lovey wubs and, everything. And I will say being a pet owner has taught me some things, especially because we got him around 4 months. He's now going on to 10 months. I've learned a lot, such as we only had to direct him twice for him to understand the stairs. And it reminds me of me and having to learn about words and writing and all that stuff is you had to practice it a few times and then you started getting the hang of it. Did you have 100% of the time? No. But did you get the hang of it? Yeah. What's another thing? Oh, switching his food. That was a thing. I didn't know. So he was accidentally getting fed adult food as a puppy, and that's not the best, only because as a puppy, they need to start developing like fat around themselves, and like it helps them like build muscle and stuff. They need the puppy food, and the reason why they need the puppy food is because the puppy food has more fats in it that will help them grow than adult food. And when I didn't know he was eating adult food, and then we had to switch him to actual puppy food, he had the upsetties of the tummies, and he was throwing up a lot. And I thought it was like, oh my God, what's going on? What's going on? Talked to my coworker. She's like, Charente, it's because you had to switch his food. And he's actually finally eating the stuff that he needs, but his body's taking a minute to process it. As a human, how I can reflect this on my life is when it came to removing like different foods out of my diet. Like that was me, it upset my tummy for a minute because I was like, ooh, like going from eating, I'll say more processed foods to eating more vegetables. Ooh, you have to use the bathroom a lot more. Stuff like that. Like you get the shits, if you will. You get the boo-poos. And the exact same thing happened to my dog. It's just he had a totally different reaction of having to vomit. Me, it's totally different situation. Human to dog. Human to dog. What else have I learned from this dude? Oh, I remembered that you take your time with food. I don't know if I don't know if this is my dog, the only dog that does this, but he will literally take his food out of his bowl in his mouth, run to the other side of the house, and then eat his food. It makes no sense to me. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to try to make it make sense. I'm going to try to get a lesson out of this. Bandit, what are you teaching me in your doggy ways? And what I came up with was take my time eating food. If so what I did after that, because I was eating cereal and I was eating it kind of fast, I literally, after taking a bite, I put my food to the other side of the table. And then when I was ready to take my next bite, I pulled it to myself, and it helped me slow down on eating. So like, I will say this, in my silly feels, while my dog is being him, I'm learning a lot from him about living life. I would never have thumped it or never had thought it. So I would learn from my dog about how I could be the best human that I could possibly be. This is just interesting, y'all. Just interesting. And in light of the silly feels, what else do I want to talk about? I don't know at this time. All I know is that today I have things planned where I get to spend time with my husband. So I'm really excited about that. Maybe we'll paint. Maybe we'll go bowling. I don't know. I'm just ready for it. Yes. Oh, okay. So I will say this. One thing that I love about my dog is this. Also, I'm learning about him. I do not, when I'm like in a fearful moment, I don't try to project that onto him, especially when we are at the dog park and we're at the dog park and the sprinkler system went off and it's in the middle and the place that we have to go to for him. And he always likes finding the puddles of mud. And my dog is a golden dog and I love him very dearly. It's just whenever we tell him don't do something, and I already feel like I'm learning that this teenage rule when I become, like when I actually have a child, is when I tell him not to do something, he does it, and he does it anyway, expeditiously, and in extra grandeur of doing it. So multiple times, instances, where we are like, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. My dog will have a field day in the mud. And then we will have to take him, after he finally caught him, hose him down, and then put him in the backseat of the car, and he's always shaking, and he's like, come on now, like, why? Why'd you do this? Why'd you do this? Like, I was good. And I was like, the lies. We said no mud, and you went ham on the mud. No, sir. No, sirree. You're not about to do that. So go ahead and dry in your little blanket, and you'll be straight, and you'll take a bath when we get home. Dude, I love my dog. I'm just going to say I love my dog. But these are things that I do. And I will say this. I talk to my dog. Like, actually, I just talk to him sometimes. Does he have words of insight? Sometimes he'll bark back. Don't know exactly what he's saying. But we're having a conversation, you know. So be silly. Be silly. Interact and do things that you normally don't do. And with the only caveat of nothing that can possibly actually physically harm you, though. So just keep being silly, keep being you, keep doing you. And I will say this, is that I was on many talks today, and I talked about, with Kristen Brown, men and shaming, pain, and emotions. And what I learned was, this may not be silly, but what I learned from that is that by me loving myself and me pouring all the love within myself, it allows the overflow to go to my husband and to many others. And that means like I'm never depleted and I'm always in a place where I can be present. Because what I have found for myself is to be present is honestly, like, I won't say like everything, but it is where my silliness can come from. If I'm not present, I can't be silly. If I'm not present, it's harder for me to laugh. If I'm not present, I feel anxiety. If I am not present, I just don't feel right. And the reason I'm saying this is because if you're having a point in your life where you're not feeling silly, I'm going to ask you these questions, and you can write down your answers. You don't have to send them to me. Just write down the answers of what are you paying attention to? Where are you allowing your focus to lie? Is the first thing. The second thing would be is, do you take time to find things to laugh for? And do you take time for fun, the way that you define fun in your life? And if your answers are anything that you don't like, guess what? Now that you have the awareness and you wrote it down, you can change it. So change it. Simple. Just change it. It might not feel simple, but it is. And when I say it is, I mean, you can say, hey, this change is going to be easy. And actually, it's like, get out in front of the change of this change, or whatever change that I choose in my life is going to be easy. And when you say that, because you said that, guess what gets to happen? Because you pair that with your emotion, which is the vehicle to the manifestation, and you start doing some inspired actions, oh my God, like your answers are going to get so, like your prayers are going to get so answered. Like, just saying. So be silly. Be silly. Do not forget the silly side of yourself. And you're not too adult to be silly. If you ever done did say that, I'm on done didn't look at you like you done did say what you said, how dare you? There's silliness in all of us. We were all once kids and we still have that childlike spirit within us. Don't quash it by having to be so serious all the time. I know for me, I'm silly, but I'm also very serious a lot of the time outside of this app. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be real. Because I'm always on missions. That's what I call them at this point. Like earlier today, while I was on the wisdom line with Frankie J and talking about less negative, more positive, was we were talking about, oh my God, I just spaced. Lord have mercy. This happens. This happens. It might come back. That thought might come back. Oh, Lord Atlanta. It is what it is. I guess I didn't need to say it. Looky here. It is what it is. So I will say this, is that don't forget to be silly. Just don't forget to be silly. Don't forget to be present as much as you can. Because when you are present, that's also where you can experience joy, peace, love, and enlightenment. Because enlightenment cannot happen if you're not actually focusing. It makes it harder for it to happen. And then taking whatever that you heard and seeing if it resonated with you or if it didn't. And when you do that, you actually are helping yourself be that powerful creator that, like, we just talked about in both 2 of our exercises today. Because know that you are not your thoughts. And Heidi had to remind me, who's another mentor on wisdom, is that my mind can have a limiting belief, but that doesn't mean I have the limiting belief about myself. And sometimes you need to separate the two. Because my mind had a limiting belief saying that I was a lazy person. However, based off the circumstantial evidence of the court of Charente, the receipts don't match that lie. So the jury has found that the eye is right and that the mind is wrong and that the mind has been subjected to shutting up. Yes. This is how I operate my mind. I'm being sound silly, but I'm being really honest, is I have to sometimes separate it and be silly like that and say, no, I'm not going to listen to that. That's not it. That's not what I am doing. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with you creating the area around you to be how you please. The fact that there's algorithms out there means that they are places and spaces where they're trying to serve up stuff that you actually like. So if you're trying to make a change for the better and the positive and all of that, I don't know how this took a turn, but here we are. Be mindful of where you're putting your eyes and your ears, in addition to what you're putting with your hands and where you're going to. All these areas and all these different access points are gateways into you. Not just the holes within your body are gateways into you. Your hands are a gateway. Your feet are a gateway. Your heart is a gateway. Your mind is a gateway. Your eyes are a gateway. Your ears are a gateway. Your mouth is a gateway for a couple of things. Your mouth has your voice. In addition to your teeth are inside your mouth are what's used to chew to bring in the nourishment. Okay, so be mindful where you're putting in everywhere. And if something doesn't feel right, then it probably isn't. Investigate it some more and see how the exploration is going to lead you. Sometimes, like, my rabbit holes for myself are interesting. Like, there was like this, I ran on this rabbit hole like earlier this year. I think it was something about, something about periodic war or something like that. And it was just a really weird, like, thing of Spirit wanted me to, like, look at certain words based on the fact that my S word, I'm not going to say her name, but it starts with an S, ends with an I, if you know what I mean. She, as I was doing a voice to text speech for like a text message, she was getting the completely wrong words. Words I was not saying. There was no even near a pronunciation for those things. But she has the mind of her own. So she wrote some things down, and I'm like, okay, Spirit, like, are you trying to, like, give me, like, a message without me, like, getting a message? It was. I don't remember exactly the entirety of the message. I have to look back for that. But that did happen in that way. And Spirit can talk to you in weird and different things. Like, for me, yesterday, when I was watching a play in my playtime, I learned a lot more than I thought I was going to learn, with also having my ears titillated with amazing, amazing voices. Absolutely astounding. I love plays. I love musicals specifically. Whew, I love them so much. So yeah, and I will say this, is that it's okay to be silly. It's okay to allow yourself to be silly. And if you want someone to, here you go. I will say this. If you're trying to get onto video and get comfortable with video, there is a live that goes on with some wisdomers on Fridays, afternoon time, around like 4 p.m. Pacific. Jessica Armstrong goes live on Instagram, and us as wisdomers will join in. Up to 4 people can be on there. So Jessica plus 3 people. And we proceed to be silly. We proceed to go through our filters and let our faces and environments transform and just laugh. And then talk about our day. All the lightness, all the loveness. There's a lot of things that you can do to stay in your silliness. And I will say it really also comes down to the people that are around you. And if you cannot be yourself with the people around you, my question for you is why? Do you not feel safe? Do they not show that they have a tendency to care like that? And if they don't, my question to you is why are you staying? And And if you don't want to stay, you can go. It's okay. I just say it's going to be okay. Everything's going to work out. And even if your mind's like, no, it's not, everything is going to work out. Everything. It always does and always will and always has. And the reason is because of the fact that if you are listening to this, that means you're still alive, 1. 2, that means you're freaking awesome, is 2. 3, that sometimes means you also don't see your awesomeness, and I'm just going to let you know how awesome you are, even though you think I'm lying to you, and I'm not, because you are that awesome. But don't stop. I'll just say don't stop and just continue being you, continue being silly, and do not allow anyone to tell you that you cannot be silly, including children. Don't allow them to tell you anything like that either, because I love being silly. And the reason I do is because it's for me, not really for anyone else besides myself. Like I will even say for Affirmation Station, I have family members that have listened to my podcast and they have said that they have laughed majority of the time. And I'm like, I don't understand, but if that's what you're doing and how you feeling with listening to this, do you, baby boo, laugh on, yeah. And I do want to say this as we are closing out. I am wishing my aunt Felicia K, who also comes on Wisdom, a very, very, very happy wedding anniversary. Ooh, welcome to over 30 years. You've been here for some time. I'm very proud of them. Yes, I am. For their example that they gave me. I am so thankful for my aunt and my uncle for being together as long as they have, because they have been an example for me of what a marriage can look like. It sometimes can be tumultuous, sometimes it can be some rocky waters, but at the end of the day, you guys are still partners, you're still teammates, you still travel, you still live life, you can still have kids and have fun and be there for them. And I appreciate them for the stability in my mind that they have given me, because they've been pretty much at the exact same place this entire time. I call that serious stability. The fact that my cousins have a childhood home, I'm so thankful for them. The fact that they have that. For me, I didn't have it, but I'm thankful for those that did have it. And that's okay. And I will say this is that for me now, I've been in the house that I've been in for 10 years. So I call this my childhood home. And I was able to buy this from my mom. So it's not my home. And it feels very good. And thank you for the lovies. I saw the lovies. Thank you so much, Mr. 2 Extra. Oh, I love his name. It's a good day. So yeah, be silly. And Auntie, if you're listening, thank you so much for being in your relationship and you being who you are and being the woman that you are and being the role model that you are to me. And I greatly thank you and I love you. Now, with all that simply being said, it's time to keep it moving on to the end of the song. Doo-doo. Oh, yeah. Doo-doo. Oh, yeah. I have some gifts for you if I do. Head over to jclv21.com. There you're going to see a lot of things. You're first going to see a home screen that sees that I do Affirmation Station. I also am Charente, and I have an ebook out in regards to self-love that you can get on Etsy. But what you're also going to see is ways to connect with me in regards to my social media, such as my Instagram, my Twitter, my TikTok, my Twitch, my YouTube, my Pinterest, Facebook, and many other places, okay? Check that out. What you're also going to see on there is called the Life Check-In Form. The Life Check-In Form is for you for free $99, so you can see where you are in your mind, your health, your career, and your finances. All about the money, baby. Because we do this to get that awareness so that we can facilitate the changes that we want to see. I know for me personally speaking that I actually now enjoy looking at my finances because I did a self-evaluation. I saw the things that I was doing, and I saw that I was allowing certain emotional things from my childhood to dictate how I was handling my finances. Okay. And by me seeing that, I was able now to make better conscious choices of where my money is flowing to. So writing it down and getting of where you are at is a very good thing. And I know for finances specifically, I cover mutual funds and stuff like that too. Stuff that you might not have even heard of, just so that you now are exposed to it and you can do your deep digs yourself to figure out what addition-ons do you want to add to your financial portfolio. Because we all have our own financial portfolio, and you doing the thing. The next thing that you're going to see is a section called podcast. That's where you can check out the current episodes that are available on all platforms for podcasting, such as Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google, Stitcher, and many, many others. Check it out there. I believe there's a total of, 20 episodes currently available, and I have special guests such as Cecilia Grace on. I have Jason Kente. I have 72 the Architect. I have Lois. I have Felicia K. All as guests. I have Sonia Santiago. I have so many people. So check that out there. And if you're ready to join a community to just be uplifted and have more light and levity and awesomeness and help in your life, well, click on community, because that's going to take you to Lighten Up Your Life Facebook community with Charente, where I will be going over things to help you shift your mindset, things for your career, your finances, and your health. Full free, $99. Come join that community today. I can't wait to see you. And also on there, you're going to see my shop. There you're going to see a African American focused letter tracing book that has affirmations for some children between the ages of 4 to 6. I loved doing that that trace book. It was so much fun saying, Black is beautiful, and I am kind, I am enough. And having that for my future kids too, so that they know a little bit more about them and they're affirming what they really want at an early age, so they can create their reality at an earlier age. And also on there, I have a 14-item checklist in regards to self-love activities for really inexpensive. I just added a vision board workbook as well, and I reviewed that in our last episode. So if you're on the Wisdom app and you want to check that back, it's episode 62. And then what else do I have up there? And also I have a I Love Me journal up there, just so that you have a beautiful journal to write in all the things that you love about yourself. It's your own love letter, because you have the greatest love story of all time, and you're making it now, which I think is so freaking cool. So these are the gifts that I have for you, and they're all available at jclv21.com. Uh-oh, Cheerio. It is time for this train to keep it moving on full steam ahead. I'm not saying you gotta get out of bed. I'm not saying you gotta go home if you're currently at work. I don't have that authority. No, I don't. All I'm saying, it's time for us to head to our next destination. Thank you so much for listening in and riding with me to Affirmation Station. You may now exit the train and head to your next destination. There are transfer lines to the best day ever on platform 2, or there is on platform 3. Choose wisely how you're going to perceive your day on today. I will see you guys next week on Monday at Divine Timing of the recording for Affirmation Station, episode 64. I love you guys to infinity and beyond. I hope you have a fantastic fabulous day. Do not forget to laugh on today. Don't do it. Be silly, be you. You are beautiful just being you. Ta-ta for now. Affirmation Station, Affirmation Station. What's today's affirmation? Bye-bye. Thank you so much for listening to this new episode of Affirmation Station Show. Remember to rate and review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcast streaming platform. Be sure to give me a follow or DM me on Instagram at Charente Carr your key takeaways and your thoughts on this episode and what future topics I should cover. That's all for now. Until next time, see you.